I know people love to hate on Harry Potter these days. I do too. But I have to admit that I'm still a huge fan of the franchise. I grew up reading the books religiously. I spent my early teenage years on Harry Potter roleplay forums and writing my own Harry Potter fan fiction. I wrote fan mail to J.K. Rowling more than once. There was even a point where I wanted to be a writer, just because of how much I loved the books. Even as an adult, I still like to indulge in a little Harry Potter every now and then. You can imagine how excited I was when I heard that there was a new game coming out that took place in Hogwarts, where you could play your own original magical student. You could go to classes, make decisions about where the storyline went, and use magic. It was everything I always wanted in a Harry Potter game. Then I found out it was a mobile game. A shitty mobile game. And my dreams were crushed. This has happened to me over and over, whether it's a new game entirely or an old franchise that I love. Whether it's a new game entirely or an old franchise that I love, mobile gaming never fails to take a big, steaming dump on my hopes and dreams. It didn't have to be this way. Mobile gaming could have been amazing. Back when smartphones first started seeing a boom, in mobile gaming apps, there were a lot of potential, this new platform to produce something unique. Mobile games are accessible because of their affordability. They don't require an expensive PC or gaming console and are often free to play. While free to play games aren't new or unique to mobile gaming, the financial investment to get into video games by buying a good gaming PC or the newest console isn't a problem that mobile gamers face. Demographics who would otherwise be unlikely to get into gaming, such as older people, especially older women, were given a cheap and often free way to game, conveniently. There was none of that elitist gamer pressure of console and PC gamers. Much less cost. They usually already had a smartphone on which to play the games. Mobile games are usually very straightforward, visually simple, easy to look at, and involve types of gameplay you don't see as being as popular in PC and console games, like puzzle games, dress-up games, board games, clicker games, these types of things. One aspect that I think a lot of people overlook when it comes to mobile gaming is how accessible they can be for certain people. Though on a small screen, mobile games have streamlined and easy-to-look-at designs that can be a relief for someone with poor eyesight or information processing issues. Mobile gaming also does not involve as much hand-eye coordination and small movement control, which can deteriorate as you get older or if you have certain health issues. On the creator side of things, mobile gaming is also a hell of a lot easier to get into than console or PC gaming. I don't know anything about making games or much about console gaming, to be honest, but I do know that PC gaming has a lot of issues. The biggest gaming distributor, Steam, is notorious for being bloated and full of shit. Getting noticed on there is almost impossible, especially if your game is something less popular, like a puzzle game, word game, dress-up game, something like that. Mobile gaming, it had all the ingredients to make a unique and engaging platform. Accessibility, an untapped market, an open field, a brand new medium. They had everything going for them. But art is always in the danger of its nemesis. A predator. Coming for it in the night. Capitalism. Mobile gaming managed to beat the gaming world at what it's best at. Sucking every last drop of blood out of a player's wallet at every opportunity and then, telling those players to thank them for it. Unless you've been under a rock, you've seen those horrible mobile gaming advertisements. But those are the least of their crimes, amazingly. And I do mean crimes. You don't have to search long before you find all kinds of shady shit. Gambling, taking advantage of kids, data mining, stealing credit card information, charging you without your consent, misleading ads. And then you have all this legal but shitty shit, constant paywalls, pay-to-wait mechanics everywhere, loot box bullshit. They do these things for one reason, and one reason only, and that's profit. Capitalism puts an importance on profit over artistic value and quality. Some may argue that capitalism has a safety feature. After all, no one will buy your shit if it's shit, right? Shitty things never sell well. Right. Even if that were true, capitalism's fatal flaw is that once they're big enough, no amount of consumer choice is going to stop their growth. No amount of, repercussions is going to stop them from making a profit. Capitalism doesn't play by any rules. As much as capitalists like to pretend that it's some sort of science or fundamental law of nature, capitalism does what it wants. We've seen it with PC and console gaming for decades. The medium has only gotten worse over time. Remember when DLCs were outrageous? Now they're commonplace. How about pre-orders? Same thing. Almost every game has them. Always online connection requirements. Everywhere. Microtransactions. Totally fine now. Loot boxes. Who doesn't have them? A million different Steam clones, gaming distribution platforms, whatever. Pretty much every gaming company has one now. Everything that was once unthinkable is now acceptable. Capitalism pushes the boundaries until you get used to it, and then convinces you that it was okay all along. This isn't limited to the gaming world either, but we're going to stick to gaming. In fact, let's go back to mobile gaming. Because it's a new industry, with little to no regulation, companies can get away with, whatever the fuck they want. These companies aren't small little scammers hoping to make their money and run, by the way. No. They're huge. There's Activision Blizzard, Tencent, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Apple, Electronic Arts, Google, Niantic, Bandai Namco, Ubisoft, whatever the fuck, Warner Brothers, Disney Mobile, Square Enix, Konami. All of these companies can eat any losses. They're literally too big to fail. They can make huge fuck-ups like Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery and still make a huge profit. Hogwarts Mystery was made by Jam City, formerly known as SGN, which are owned by the same guys behind MySpace and a 20th Century Fox executive. The company is worth an estimated $400 million. Do you think they give a shit about artistic integrity or the Harry Potter or gaming as an artistic medium? No. There's this idea that capitalism promotes innovation. And I don't believe that. How often has the gaming world, especially mobile gaming, pumped out the exact same crap over and over, only to have huge success anyway? Is innovation really what's happening here? I know I'm not the first person to say this. I know Jim Sterling is pretty famous for it, just as one example. It might even seem kind of weird for me to bring up mobile gaming on a channel like this, but I really think it's the perfect example of how capitalism kills art. Mobile gaming had everything going for it. It could have been amazing. But greed and obsession with infinite growth killed mobile gaming in its crib. And that shit is really sad. Thank you for watching.